Welcome back to the Ruby Tuesday. I'm reviewing Copenhagen Cowboy. There are 6 episodes, 45 minutes apiece. This is a trip, but is it a trip worth taking? Let's talk about it. A young heroine, Miu, who travels through Copenhagen's criminal netherworld. Coming from the crazy mind of Nicolas Winding Ref, we have creations like the Neon Demon, Only God Forgives, Driver. You've probably seen a few or avoided a few. Had I known going in that this was going to be the case, it was from this creator, I might have given it a miss because I really disliked Only God Forgives, and the fact that we've taken the neonness with the synth is something that I normally like, but if you take that sort of creative endeavor from this mind, it's basically that, like Only God Forgives, but in 6 episodes. Here we have a story with a protagonist that looks a lot like Will from Stranger Things. In fact, the write-up talks about Stranger Things. If you take bits of Stranger Things and you mix it with that, and so many people use that, it's nothing like Stranger Things at all. It is pretentious art, avant-garde, mise-en-scene, where it shows everything. There are so many pans where it's slow pans from like left to right, but going almost 360. And when I mean slow, I mean really slow. Every single thing is shown on purpose. It's one of the most stunning TV series I've ever seen, as in visual spectacle, beautiful to look at. Every piece of creation, like within normal sets, like couches, telephone poles, everything is lit in a way that's just like, oh, that's pretty, or neon with the vibe of synth. All of it looks just great. If you were going to an art studio or massive museum and you could take still shots and just put them up on walls, you'd be like, wow, this is art. I feel like it's like the director went to art school, then went to cinematography school or film school, and mixed those two together and came in and gave us this. Like, this is what splashed up onto our screens. The thing is, the story is hard to follow, but it also isn't, because it's very, very slow. So there are times when I was watching this that I was editing the series in my mind, going, if I took out this scene, it would do nothing to take away from anything. There are literally moments I was like, yep, I would have cut that whole chunk. Now that's coming from someone that didn't like Only God Forgives and the Neon Demon. So if you liked those, you're probably going to find some things to really enjoy, and you might absolutely love this. I feel like this is 100% going to split audiences, as did His Other Things, which is great, because then you found your niche and you found your audience. I went into this thinking there's going to be some stuff for me to like. Eventually, I did find some stuff to like, because there's a fantasy element, but you really have to draw it out and see what it is that they're talking about, what fantasy element is there. And if I go into that, that's kind of spoiling the surprise of things that you might enjoy. I love the costume designs. I love the fact that there's a purposely chosen palette for our characters. Our main protagonist, Mia, is interesting to watch because she has very minimal facial expressions, so when she does give something off, you feel like something's about to happen. There's a couple of fight scenes, one particular one that I really loved. I thought the first episode was horrific to watch, the last episode was the most interesting to watch, and everything in between could have been cut down dramatically. I would have made this a 3-episode season max. There is an arc, and there is a story, and you will get it mostly get it when you get to the end. At the same time, the way it ends just pisses me off. There's so many things about this series that just pisses me off. At the end, I was like, God damn it, I really wish I could have my time back. I wish I didn't go into this, because I could have held it in a regard of, this could be good, but this will be great for people who love the Neon Demon. I like Driver. I think it's a great film. I think it stands out above some of the best films in that genre, like, ever. The rest, I just can't get behind. Only God Forgives is one of my worst all-time reviewed movies, so that kind of gives you an idea where I'm standing on the fence of this director. Some people regard him highly, love his work, how he chooses to use people as a palette of almost like a feast for the eyeballs, with everything that person is doing is purposeful but really, really slow. What I mean by mise-en-scene is that you get to see everything all the time, but it's still in a room. If you're looking at a mise-en-scene shot is everything in focus, and you get to visualize that. But if you take bits of element of that understanding of the techniques he's using in here, and then you add all those vibrancy colors, that synth score, that you kind of getting into the realm of what's going on here. There's some stuff that's absolutely brilliant. There's a fight scene in here that I mentioned briefly that I loved how they used music to incorporate what was going on. There's a fantasy element of the story that's the part that I'm invested in. And then there's nastiness with what's going on in the underground to keep you going, okay, I'm kind of rooting for the protagonist, I think, but I'm not sure what she is. Once you start understanding who the underbelly family is, then you're like, huh, he went there with this. So it's very interesting to talk about. But it's not something I will ever go back to watch, especially if they get a second season. I can quite honestly say I don't think I'll review that. So I'm going to give this a 2 Nicolas Cages out of 5.
You got one.
Understanding that this is not for me. That this is not my genre, but I fully understand that others might love this. So let me know your thoughts down below. Did you love it? Are you excited about it? Do you like his other works? Thanks so much for watching, but most of all, until next time, remember, live long and Tuesday.